Raw Eggs 102, Vid 8.
From now on, you've got to think, feel, and breathe only one food group. Eggs. When I wake up, first thing I do. Eggs.
In Raw Eggs 101, we learned raw eggs are the best food group. Cheap, accessible, and fast as possible food. But why exactly are they so special? Raw eggs contain all nutrients necessary for life, including many otherwise rare nutrients like simple aminos, cholesterols, and living collagen. Additionally, these unoxidized nutrients induce bodily phenomenons of oral tolerance and reverse cholesterol transport. Amino acids, the building blocks of life, are found in most foods, especially meat. Aminos are used to create more complex compounds. Protein is made 100% of amino acids, and not all proteins are equal. Oxidation from cooking is a chemical reaction that negatively affects the composition of aminos, cholesterol, and more. People allergic to cooked egg should tolerate raw egg because the proteins and collagens are so simple. Being allergic to raw egg would be like being allergic to yourself. Same with raw milk. Raw milk naturally contains lactase, an enzyme that breaks down lactose. When milk is pasteurized, such as grocery store milk, the lactase and many other components are destroyed. This leads to so-called lactose intolerance in a fair percentage of the population. Cooking these foods destroys a surprising amount of healthful magic. In short, raw eggs offer a collection of rare building blocks that no other food provides. Only raw meat and raw milk come close. If you eat no raw food, you are malnourished, no question. Plants do not count. There are about 21 amino acids the body uses to build its proteins, but it cannot produce 9 of these, which we deem as essential aminos. All are found in eggs. The World Health Organization and other public health authorities actually use eggs as their reference standard for evaluating the protein quality in all other foods. Eggs score 100% on the high biological value chart and contain high-quality proteins with a perfect amino acid profile. They are the gold standard. I can list all the vitamins they contain, but none of that really matters from a functional perspective, as, put simply, eggs contain everything needed for life in perfect divine proportions. Fun factoid, a single egg yolk has twice the antioxidant power of an apple. So what is the trick behind the rare raw resources found in egg? Most notably, oral tolerance, OT, and reverse cholesterol transport, RCT. Cholesterol is often seen as a negative word, leading to cardiovascular disease like blocked arteries. This is misleading. Only oxidized cholesterol blocks arteries. While oxidized cholesterol can build up and clog arteries, coincidentally, unoxidized cholesterol, like in raw eggs, does the opposite. Unoxidized cholesterol induces a phenomenon known as reverse cholesterol transport, which is one of the body's primary detox methods. It transports non-water soluble waste and toxins out of tissues into the liver and then into bile, which is excreted in feces. This is partially responsible for the brown color of stool. The average diet contains very little unoxidized cholesterol. Raw eggs alone can bring about massive detox and then healing. Even if you're young and not chronically ill, raw eggs will prevent disease and many malnutrition symptoms we usually attribute to aging. This dog was bit and poisoned. They fed it raw eggs, and thanks to reverse cholesterol transport, the dog soon stops convulsing and is back on its feet. The other phenomenon is called oral tolerance. Put simply, this is the body's ability to recognize what you ingest as good or bad. Autoimmunity means oral tolerance failure. The body does not know what to label as good or bad. Our complex, multifaceted immune system is confused, often attacking the good and ignoring or protecting the bad. Fixing oral tolerance can cure autoimmune conditions. Oral tolerance is a basic part of any healthy body. This process can take time in certain individuals. Those who eat high-fiber, sugar diets often have damaged Peyer's patches, which are found on the gut lining. They're considered immune sensors of the intestines and essential to our health. Fiber is unnecessary for digestion, in some ways harmful. Fiber physically destroys these patches, which peak in concentration by age 25, then decrease over time. Fiber passes through the gut like sandpaper, harming Peyer's patches. One reason fiber is essentially deadly. When Peyer's patches are damaged, the gut has further difficulty identifying what is inside and struggles with other functions. Raw eggs induce oral tolerance by providing most primitive aminos and collagens to recondition our gastrointestinal tract's mucosal immune system, desensitizing overactive immune systems. Again, these basic building blocks are so essential, yet missing in almost all diets. Aminos are building blocks to form proteins and more. Collagen are a type of protein, often described as the glue that holds your body together. If the body does not have the resources to make collagen, it will catabolize its own muscles, connective tissues, and organs to maintain blood levels to keep up immunity. Not consuming enough collagen is like not drinking enough water before jogging through the desert, and sadly, that is the case with almost all diets. The amino acids that form collagen are found only within the skin and tissue of animals. This unique amino acid combination does not naturally occur in plants. Raw eggs, especially the membrane inside the shell, is a plentiful source of collagen. As the body ages, it loses the ability to produce new collagen. When collagen becomes damaged, skin loses its elasticity and begins to sag, wrinkle, appear aged, etc. Over 30% of the protein mass of the body is collagen. It also supports the structure of organs, muscles, arteries, bones, ligaments, tendons, hair, nails, cartilage, all made of protein, of which collagen is one of the most prevalent. Obviously, collagen is very important to a healthy body, and it is incredibly difficult to consume enough without raw food. Collagen powder supplements sold at stores are garbage. The collagen in raw egg is varied, living, identical to our own, readily assimilated. The more collagen, the more youthful and beautiful one appears. Start now with raw eggs before you waste more time. Why do some people claim cooked eggs are more bioavailable? Some say you'll absorb about 90% in a cooked egg and only 50% in a raw egg. This primarily comes from a 1998 study and somewhat from a 1999 study. Both studies are contradictory in suggesting how much of raw and cooked eggs are absorbed. In short, one has a sample of 5 ileostomy patients. They did not use actual raw eggs, but 2 isotopic marked equivalent protein. For starters, they're not from a fresh egg, but processed so it can be traced. They see what comes out in a man-made hole made in the gastrointestinal system and through a breathalyzer. This neglects so many variables. These people, for starters, had gut issues to have surgery. Even if it is spot on correct, it doesn't factor oxidized cholesterol and other factors. It is a lesson to always read the study. Too many headlines are taken out of context. Vitamin D science is another excellent example of this. I thank Dan Webb and his Facebook group for inspiring me to try raw eggs over 7 years ago. I've since consumed over 20,000 raw eggs, no problem. Dan found the link between reverse cholesterol transport and oral tolerance in raw eggs. Raw egg consumption is rapidly growing, especially in bodybuilding and traditional living circles. Other than Dan's group, none of them seem to understand the implications of reverse cholesterol transport and oral tolerance. If you have more questions, check out our Discord Immune Repair or Dan's Facebook group.
Eggs.